Thank you, Nia, so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Yes, thank you. I'm so excited.
We're excited to have you. So let's just jump right into things. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started in the custom home building?
Yeah, so I got started literally because of my husband. So he's been in the industry for just over like 10 years. So he started out and he was flipping homes like 20 to 25 a year. And then they started getting so big, they were like second editions, full of guts, selling them for like just over $1 million. And I was working corporate. Yeah. Yay! And after how many years outside of college, it was like corporate was not me. And he always thought like, oh, we could be this like dream team, the like Chip and Joanna kind of a thing. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. I finally was like, let's do it. So in 2018, I quit my job and I started doing pretty much all of the designing for all of our homes. And then I got a license. Yeah. It was a lot more of a bigger undertaking than I really expected it to be. Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it in detail than, my gosh. So I joined 2018. I got licensed. I was like, why are you paying another agent to sell your houses? Like, I can do that.
Right.
So Smart. I got licensed. I'm a licensed realtor. And then as we started kind of growing, we just kind of got into like new construction as well. But before all of this, I am a mom of 3 boys. So I have a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 9-month-old. So
you're busy.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yes. A woman of many talents.
Yes, you could say that. So yeah, we live in Andover. We've got 3 boys. They're all into sports. They play basketball. They play football, baseball as well. So we're super busy on top of owning our own business together. But it's been great so far.
Good. So tell us a little bit, though, about the custom home building process. What does that look like?
Yeah, so honestly, every builder is a little bit different how they do things. What we found that worked for us is I am a people person. So that's why I'm doing the podcast and he's not, right? Which is totally okay. But so I like to really get to know all of our clients. A lot of other builders, you might never honestly meet the builder. You might never even like have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. And I really like to get to know all of our clients and have that relationship. But when it comes to like custom home building, it's a big deal. It's not like a decision you make overnight. So, we like to take a lot of time up front getting to know our clients, and we go through what we call our design phase. So we spend a lot of time planning out like your selections and the materials that are going to go into your home and figuring out your exact floor plan and everything with our architect. And honestly, like getting all of that squared away before we like jump into making you sign a contract, because that's like a big deal. Signing that contract is like you're signing on the dotted line. Yep. Here's how much my mortgage is, So we take a little bit more time, like I said, like going through that design phase and nailing down those numbers.
In the design phase, do you go, like let's say I call you up and I want to work with you guys. Do you go through their current home to see kind of the vibe of the client, I guess?
Like their taste.
And then so they can be like, okay, so in this home that we are currently in, we love these pieces of things, but we hate this, so to avoid that? Or do you kind of just start, okay, so here's our process and go from there?
A lot of people want something completely different than what they're in. So it doesn't necessarily matter to actually go to their home and like look at it. Most of them already own a home, right? Like most of them that are building a home are first-time home buyers. So they have like an idea. So they're like, we already know what we want. We know the layout, we know everything, but we like to get to know them and like their, like you said, like their vibe. Like, are you a modern farmhouse? Are you like contemporary? Like, What's your style? What's your jam?
So do people come really prepared to that with what they want? Because I feel like if I was getting a custom home built for me, I'd come with all of my Pinterest boards laid out, and this is what I want for every room.
Yes, a lot of people do, and we're kind of like.
Is that challenging though?
Sometimes, because so they bring you your Pinterest board and it's like, it looks all like pretty and like fabulous, right? But then when it comes down to it, like, do you know how much that actually costs to do that? Like, I don't care, it just looks pretty. Like, oh, it like actually costs a lot more money to have like all gold hardware everywhere, or, you know, something like that. But Pinterest boards are like, I have a love-hate relationship with. Like, I'm that like Pinterest mom that like I pin it, but I don't do it.
All the time.
I have all the like really great intentions of doing all these cool things. Yeah, no, doesn't ever happen, but that's okay. It's the same. A lot of times people just pin a lot of stuff and they don't really know in their head. They're like, we just like all these pretty things, but like, what's it actually going to look like? So we actually have a designer that we work with now. So I've kind of stepped out of that like designer role because that's like really intense now. So Fika Design Group is who we've started working with, and they kind of help our clients get through that phase, put things together visually in their head a little bit, take from their Pinterest boards, but also kind of navigate that whole, what's this going to look like? What's that going to look like?
Right, because I was wondering, because you have to set up the expectations, right? So they're a good client for you, but then vice versa, because you don't want them, like, if they're thinking they're going to get all this gold hardware and stuff, it's like you have to set up the expectations, like, well, if you want that, this is what it's going to cost. And then they're like, oh, wait a minute, you know, and they're like, well, or if you want it done properly or nicely, right? Otherwise, you're going to...
Right. As my husband says, he wants the cheapest stuff, the nicest stuff for the cheapest.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Don't we all?
Right?
So then do you have like a software that you put everything into to like show them what it would look like? Or do you look at things individually, like for the floor or for the hardware and things like that? Because I know I'm just thinking of like HGTV when they remodel a home and they show like the virtual video of what it's going to look like. Is it like that in real life?
No, I have a love-hate with HGTV too, because everyone's like, oh, I could do that. I saw it on HGTV. Like, I'm going to become a flipper. It's super easy. I saw it on HGTV. And then you do it and you're like, oh, God, no. This is like not glamorous
not real
at all. It's not glamorous. So that's where we kind of stepped in and had our designers help, because they put together a beautiful storyboard. But we have a little bit of like a design center in our office right now. We've got selections of like flooring and countertops and your roof, siding. So we have like those big items already in our design center at our office. Like, we can kind of put like stuff together, but most people nowadays, they just want like light and bright and neutral. So it's not hard. You're not walking into grandma's house with different floral carpet everywhere and different wall coverings everywhere. You got to make sure that it all matches together. Like, people are just looking for more of that like simplicity now. But Pinterest boards help. But when they put together the actual like design board, it really helps the client see like what it's going to look like.
I bet.
Kind of laid out too.
So you wear many hats, right? So
Yes.
So tell us, how do you balance? One of the things you mentioned earlier is that you are a licensed real estate agent, very smart. So how do you balance working and doing all of this on the custom home building side, and then being a real estate agent as well? And then we'll get into how do you balance up being a mom. But
I still haven't figured that part out. But
if you know, let me know, please.
Yeah. So I am heavily more real estate than like builder, and not in the traditional sense of real estate. I don't have like a lot of traditional clients that I sell their homes or I help buy. I do that. But most of my real estate experience is coming from listing all of our spec homes, and then finding us new lots, and helping the clients kind of get through that process as well, get them through to contract. So that's where my husband comes in and kind of levels out more of like the builder side of it. He's all on the production. I do step in quite a bit, and I visit the job site. I'm out there all the time, but as far as like our balance, it's like I'm more real estate, he's more the builder or production part of it, I should say.
Okay. And then how do you balance that all with work-life balance?
Let's see. I have not figured that out yet. I drink a lot of coffee, and I have Starbucks way more often than I should, but it's honestly really hard. I think people think that owning your own business is so much fun and it's great and you can, have your own schedule and, and it's like, that is very true. Because if my kids are sick, I don't have anybody to report to be like, hey, my kid's sick, I got to go home, but at the same time, we're working all of the time and our kids are very involved in sports and school and we're very involved in those things as well with them. It's an everyday battle, but I mean, it's a crazy life, but we love it, I should say.
Yeah.
Do I have to say
No.
that?
I was like always wondering, because my husband has joked about, he's like, oh, well, if we were a husband and wife real estate team, and I am always like, I'd kill you.
Yes. So unfortunately, my husband is going to probably listen to this, so I can't answer that question truthfully. No, I mean, honestly, like he'll say it too. Like some days we want to kill each other, but I mean that's just husband and wife in general. But that's where we decided, like, all right, you're gonna hang out over here and do more like production, and I'm gonna be over here and I'm gonna run the sales side. I have 3 agents that I work with too. So I'm like head of sales, he's like head of production. We'll meet in the middle. Like what we do.
It's nice. You work together, but you still have your own little like department almost within it, which is really nice.
Yes. And then when he tries to come into my department, I have to like put him in check and
lay down the law.
Stay over there. Stay over there. Stay in your lane. My lane's over here. But,
yeah. So with being in the custom home building industry, I know being a builder is a much more male-dominated field. So what has that been like as a woman builder? What challenges have come up from that, and how do you overcome them?
First off, kudos. Woohoo.
Woo! We love it.
Yeah, I should have maybe thought about that a little bit more when I did this. But no, it's hard. It's one of those things where you didn't really realize how hard it would be until you're in it. And my husband and I are standing together having meetings with people, and they're directing all of their questions to him. Their eye contact is to him, and I literally have to like butt myself into conversation sometimes.
Yeah, like I'm here too.
Like, hi, sir, ma'am, yes, me. Or sometimes he's been great at being like, oh, like actually like Nia has the answer to that, or like Nia does that part, or Nia's kind of in charge of that or whatever. But it's difficult because they automatically just think, and I don't think they know that they're doing it. They just think like it's construction. The man knows that, but I know a lot more than a lot of women in real estate and construction do. I'll pat myself on the back for that, but it took it took a long time. I mean, I live and breathe it because we come home and we're always talking about it too. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's a daily thing, and that's why I try to be really present on the job sites as well. So they're seeing me, the trades, the subcontractors. They see me, they know me. I'm not just the real estate agent, but I'm here to like help you, keep you on schedule, and but also kind of be like nice. But like sometimes I have to throw my Beth Dutton hat on. I'm not gonna lie, like throw on my Yellowstone pants. Like, I try to find my balance of like being Beth Dutton, but like in a nice way at the same time. And yeah.
Do you think it's gotten better over the years, like the longer you've been in the industry?
Oh yeah, 100%. As we use a lot of the same trades, like they're finally like, oh God, they like tense up sometimes when I'm like there. They're like, oh, Nia's here. Like, better get our shit together.
Right,
like,
yeah.
She's going to
keep
be
everyone in line.
Yeah, it's definitely over the years, like as my knowledge grows and my confidence grows and as I'm talking to people and I just have more of that knowledge base of construction, the materials, how things go, the pricing. I mean, the volatility of the market right now is like...
Yeah.
Crazy in itself. But yeah, it gets easier day by day, I would say, honestly. So
I know the parade is coming up.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes.
So where can people come find you and the homes and projects and all of that?
Yeah, so we've got our first house in the Parade of Homes. It's been a goal of ours. It happened a lot sooner than we thought.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. We're super excited. So we're very heavily in the North Metro, so Andover, Blaine, we go as north as Elk River. This Parade of Home house is in Andover in the Peterson Farms, 4444 167th Avenue Northwest.
Can't forget that.
I know, we're always like, what house do you got? We're like, 4. You can't say it nicely. But so we have a few other homes actually going up in that neighborhood too. One's listed for sale. We have another 2-story that has a really cool sport court that's going up as well.
Wow.
But Peterson Farms is their third and final phase. So we've got 10 lots in as well to build on. So we're yeah, we're really excited about that. So Andover is where it's at.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And where can people find you if someone wants to contact you?
They can call me, they can text me, they can email me. I'm pretty much like available all the time. So nia@kohaven.com, or my phone number. I'm sure you guys will list it.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Nobody's going to know how to spell my name anyways. So yeah, otherwise our website, kohaven.com, everybody can go there and visit us and see what we have going on as well.
Awesome.
And one last question. I didn't put this on the list, so I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
Boy.
Uh-oh.
But if you want to leave our listeners with a piece of advice, whether it's related to being a real estate agent or being a woman in a male-dominated field, whatever you want, what advice would you give our listeners?
That's a really great question. And honestly, one thing I have come across, and my biggest advice is just be kind. I know that it sounds really cliche, but I've come across a lot of people that are just rude and nasty. And I think in today's world, like, we just need to be kind to each other, and you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. And just be kind, work with people. You're going to find you work with people of all different walks of life, and work with people, be nice. And as far as being a woman in this business, like, you just got to be confident, just kick ass, and like, just do what you do. Like,
own it.
Do you, boo, is what I say all the time. I was like, whatever, hey, do you, boo.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nia. It was amazing having you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you.